And look, we've got some springtime storms coming in right now. Right here on the right where I'm standing, we've got the radar. We're noticing probably the last round of the heaviest rain coming in now. If you thought it was heavy a little bit earlier today, or gusty, or even loud, get ready for this round. This is the strongest round coming now in, and man, it's really packing a punch. In fact, we've got some really gusty winds now coming in towards Kavanaugh Hill. We're tracking all this for you. Lots of lightning, lots of thunder, but right now we've got to watch this line particularly. This is where we've got gusty winds closer to 50 miles per hour, just below severe limits. But after time, we'll have to see if there's any kind of rotation that tries to form along this line. Overall, right now, it's pretty weak at the moment, but we're watching these strong storms come in tonight. I'm 5 News Chief Meteorologist Matt Standridge. It's been a busy day in weather just across the country. We've had multiple tornadoes touch down in Texas. Some of the tornadoes that touched down in North Texas, just north of Denton, close to Gainesville, so we're just north of the Dallas metro. This is the line that hit them, albeit a lot weaker now. Temperatures are cooler. We're in the 50s here at home, where they were in the 60s and 70s back towards the south. But now that line is here, but man, it's still packing a lot of rain and some gusty winds. Here on the right, we've got two cameras. We've got the first one on the top. This is from Pensacola, so we're looking about right here. And I've got it pointed kind of west-southwest. We're kind of looking towards Kavanaugh. So Kavanaugh Hill would be about here. So Poto back in this direction. Kind of straight that way. See the lightning too. Straight that way, you're looking towards the Spiro area, Shady Point, Panama, and that's where we're just about to get hit. In northwest Arkansas right now, we've got a lot of heavy rain, but not really gusty winds and not really severe threat. We're right on the edge of severe weather right now in western LaFleur County, but you're looking live. We're soaked right now. In fact, we've got another good downpour coming in to Bentonville right now here at the moment. Heavy rain and some lightning too. I'm going to step to the side. We got to get a couple things ready, but I've got this up for just a second as we're tracking these storms coming in. You probably picked up a decent amount of rain so far earlier today. A lot of us got around a quarter to a half inch of rain, and it's not even including what we've got in the past 2 hours. That was by about 6 o'clock or so, but we're already picking up more, and then everyone's going to be picking up with this line as it moves on in. If you've got the 5 News app, your phone's about to buzz. We're sending an alert out for folks to join us this evening. Right now, we appreciate you guys joining us on Facebook, on our website, and on our YouTube channel. We're going to get this thing going as we track storms for this evening. We've been watching this line. We were talking about how it was going to come in around 9 to 10, and we've got it coming towards the state line here in the next 30 minutes. But Poto, you're about to be hit first as this line comes in. All right, got this ready to go. All right, I'll head back. That notification is about to come to your device. All right, so where do we go from here? Well, let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit more on this camera, on this radar. There we go. All right, so here's a wide view really quick before we dive back into the storm. Man, it's a mess tonight. Anywhere from North Texas into eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas. Center low pressure is back towards the west. Here's the warm front. Notice how most of our warnings are south of the warm front, where we've got better air for these thunderstorms to thrive on. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern as you go to southeastern Oklahoma. But man, this line is really packing a punch. We are just underneath severe criteria. Just talking with the National Weather Service, they have a special weather statement because we've got 55-mile-per-hour winds with this line. To be severe, you need 58. I mean, we're so close. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a warning at any moment for LaFleur County. There's also a decent amount of lightning, too. You can see all the little lightning strikes. Kind of hard to see when we're zoomed out a little bit. Tornado warnings continue for North Texas. We had a touchdown north of Dallas. We had a touchdown near just north. It was Rocky. I'd have to quite look it up. I think it was Rocky or something. It's just north of Austin, but more storms continue to fire up and press eastbound, but we've had at least 2 where we've got video confirmation of those tornadoes, but there may be even more, but at least 2 in parts of Texas. We're just tracking a lot of heavy rain and some gusty winds coming into town at this moment. You probably have heard the lightning or heard the thunder, seen the lightning so far today. We're going to continue to have that going on for the next couple of hours as this whole line presses east. And man, it's a good soaker. And we're talking about torrential rain coming into eastern Oklahoma, anywhere from Lake Eufaula, Lake Tenkiller, now coming into Fort Smith and Van Buren. But let's take a little closer look at this line as it's marching eastbound. This is the one we're even just keeping our eyes on. You head northbound. Notice how you don't really have much of that sharp line. You just have a lot of heavy rain. So that's good news for us in Northwest. I mean, there could be some localized flooding concerns this evening, but we're really watching these thunderstorms come into Lafleur County. Anywhere from Smithsville, we just passed this Tallahena area, but as you're headed south from Poto to Lake Wister, Heavener, Big Cedar, this thing is right on our doorstep. Got gusty winds coming in first, and then the heavy rain is followed in right behind as we're watching this just kind of plow right through into Lafleur County and western portions of Sequoyah County. This is taking a look at those winds. So right here we got the difference between the blue and the green. That's where we've got 55-mile-per-hour winds. So coming in from Smithville, Heavener, Lake Wister. Here's what we're talking about. Fanshawe, Tallahena, the wind has died down for us, but man, we're still picking up a lot of that heavy rain. Strong gusty winds just on the other side of Kavanaugh Hill from Poto's perspective. So they're just on the other side of Kavanaugh. They're about to blow right through and really hit us in pirate country, and then northbound towards Shady Point and Panama too. Zoom out forward a little bit. There we go. The one thing I personally don't like is where you kind of have this segment doing some curves, and when you've got curves like that, you just have to watch this time of year. When you've got a curve in the wind field, you've got gusty winds headed east right here, but they're headed east here as well, but not quite at the same velocity. And so what happens is you can start to get a rotation just generally. We've got a kind of a broad thing going on right now, but we'll continue to watch this storm. Lafleur County is getting the brunt of these storms so far this evening, up and down 59. But Poto, rain about to really come in for you guys. Lots of lightning back off towards the west. As we continue to watch this cell. This is a little bit wider view across the river valley and timing some of these out. Poto, we're getting it right now. I'm trying to look up the current time. Clock's over here, 9:32. So Poto here in just about 4 or 5 minutes or so. We're about to get hit. Greenwood, once you finally head into western Arkansas, across the state line, just after 10 o'clock for Greenwood. We're going to be live here for your 5 News at 10, and we'll be watching this line cross the state line itself and push into Sebastian County, Scott County, and Logan County. Right now, nothing severe. We've had a couple downpours here and there throughout the river valley. We've got another good cluster of rain headed into Fort Chaffee, Barling, even the eastern side of Fort Smith from about Finest Hills and head eastbound. Alma, we're about to get in on some rain too. This will come into Van Buren here shortly. This cell, this isn't severe, but a good pocket of heavy rain. The one side of this storm that's getting the gusty winds is right in the heart of Lafleur County. Sequoyah County, we're right on the edge of some of those gusty winds, but I tell you what, it's pouring for us in Salisaw, back west towards Vian and Weber's Fall. This line will be the last line of the night. Yeah, there could be a couple of showers here and there, but the last really robust line is finally here. And I think this one trumps all the other lines that we've had so far this afternoon and evening. Yeah, we've had some heavy rain. We've had some of the, gusty winds at times. We've heard the thunder. We've heard the rain. You guys have heard it at home. But this one's going to be a lot heavier, I think. We're also looking at some of the lightning. We've got a lot of lightning showing up in western Washington County, Benton County. We're getting some good downpours. This is not severe at all. This is just simply heavy rain. It's really cold upstairs. We've got tiny little hailstones reporting in some of these cloud tops here. They're not really quite making the ground. I've had a few reports of some folks saying they've had tiny, tiny little ice pellets kind of coming down with the rain. Those are hailstones, so it's really not quite the same thing as any kind of winter weather, but upstairs we've got these tiny little hailstones flying around in some of these cold pockets because it's really cold upstairs. But then they melt most of the time before they hit the ground, so not really thinking about hail damage or anything, but you may hear a couple extra loud clinks, and that could be some small hail coming in this evening. But the main threat tonight is coming into Lafleur County with some of these gusty winds. Let's do a quick tour from north to south. We've been really focused on Lafleur, and we're going to stay focused on Lafleur. We're always going to talk about where the weather is the worst at the moment. But let's do a quick tour so that everyone knows what's going on. Bentonville, Bella Vista, we've got some good pockets of rain for us coming in, especially on the west side of Bentonville. Centerton, Bentonville West High School, man, we've got a good pocket of rain for us. This is headed north right into Crystal Bridges. We've got the heavy rain. There are going to be more pockets back west. Once you head west of Townytown towards Salem Springs, we got a lot of more downpours. Lincoln northbound to Lincoln Lake. You got a couple lightning strikes too just on the north side of Lincoln. All this heavy rain is moving north and east. We're kind of getting skimmed in Prairie Grove right now, but I tell you what, there's a lot more rain coming in. Fayetteville, we're mostly dry at the moment other than a few light showers. We've had a downpour here or there. Earlier today we had some really heavy rain. Even just about an hour ago it was pouring from Fayetteville to Springdale. Right now we're getting a little bit of a break other than, a quick stray shower. You see kind of these small little pockets, just kind of junk on the radar. But a little bit lighter once you head into Fayetteville. You head eastbound at Huntsville, Madison County. We're mostly drier than a couple of few showers on the east side of Huntsville. Get it on Highway 412 and head just a little bit outside of town. We've got a little bit of rain. Carroll County, we're mostly dry at the moment. In the River Valley, we're getting soaked in Oklahoma. And before this line comes in, we have a few pockets of some heavy rain. So we've got one coming in. This is in northern Sebastian County. Here's Fort Smith. Vina Hills, you're here on the southeast side. We've got Fort Chaffee. We just had a lot of heavy rain for us, and Barling's about right here. We've got the heavy rain for you. Where this is going next, this is headed northbound directly into Alma. Here we are in Alma, about right here. In Mountainburg, we're about right here. So we're about to watch some of that heavy rain. It cuts itself off close to Charleston. Once we head into Franklin County, we're dry at the moment. This kind of cluster should just head directly north. So I don't think we're going to worry about this in Franklin County. Johnson County, we're dry at the moment. You see a couple specks on the radar here and there. Same for Logan County. More rain coming into Scott County. But then here's the beast. Here's that line. This is good news. You see how over the past couple of scans, we're noticing some weakening. Some of the updrafts are weakening just a little bit here with this cell as it's moving eastbound. I'll tell you what, the atmosphere is not as conducive for thunderstorms once you head into Arkansas. Southeast Oklahoma has a little bit of instability, a little energy. North Texas had most of it today, and that's why they still have ongoing right now tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings. This is the same line that produced a tornado on the north side of Dallas. This was close to about the Gainesville area. So if you know the metro, you head north to Denton, and then just go a little bit farther north along 35 to Gainesville. We had a tornado touchdown roughly in that area. I don't know if the county off the top of my head, but this is the line that was coming in from North Texas. It's finally here. It's a lot weaker, but still packing a punch right now. Poto, we're really getting it at the moment. We've got really gusty winds for us from Poto southbound to Worcester. Man, we're really getting that heavy rain. And it looks like there's another pocket of lightning. There's actually two. We've got a pocket of lightning over Lake Worcester, Heavener. It's really picking up for us. Big Cedar, man, we're getting soaked at the moment. And then another pocket of lightning here on the backside of Kavanaugh Hill. So the heavy rain's hitting us in Poto. We probably hear the thunder at the moment, but more pockets of lightning back off towards the west. Let's see some of our cameras. I think I had that next. Okay, I want to look at Poto, but right now what I have is this is actually the south side of Fayetteville. You're looking towards the north, so I-49 north. Some rain off in the distance, but we're drier at the moment. Heavy rain's going to be coming in shortly. This is a live look in Pensacola. So once again, this is from the Choctaw Casino. Wow, do you see that? We've got a lot of lightning coming into LeFlore County. So from this perspective, you've got 271 right here, kind of behind me. See a couple cars. This is looking just south of due west. So Kavanaugh Hill is about here. And Poto's about right here. We're getting soaked. You're probably not going to see the hill very much because there's a sheet of rain right in front of it. I need another lightning strike now so we can look at it. When you're looking kind of directly towards the screen here, directly right in back in the camera, see that lightning strike? You're kind of looking towards about Spiro and Shady Point, Panama. That's where you're looking northern LeFlore County. We've got the spiral mounds in about this direction. So trying to give us a little perspective tonight. Of course, it's dark. It's a little bit hard to see. But we're going to be watching the lightning on these cameras. We're dry right now in Pensacola, but that rain is just about to be on our doorstep. Just checking with the National Weather Service, too. Any kind of updates that they're seeing. So far, they've issued what's called a special weather statement, where things are just below severe criteria, but man, they're packing a punch right now for LeFlore County. It's coming down in just droves right now. This is a live look in Bentonville. Heavy rain we've had off and on. It's still raining. You see some of the raindrops hitting the road there, but it's not as heavy at the moment. Let's back things up. Let's kind of go back through a tour on the radar. Let's start with this. So once again, you can see it up here still. We've got that live look from Pensacola, Kavanaugh Hill in that direction. Here's a live look from Bentonville. So we've got River Valley, we've got Northwest Arkansas. We're covering both. But right now, the strongest thunderstorms are in LeFlore. However, with some of the latest scans, as this thing is approaching Fort Smith, it looks like this is starting to weaken a little bit. This is great news. We just got hit hard in Poteau. There's some lightning. Good lightning there on the other side of Kavanaugh Hill and coming right over Poteau. But it looks like this line's updrafts are starting to weaken just a little bit. Still gusty winds, and it may continue to produce gusty winds when sometimes these storms fall apart. They kind of give one more push. Just one more kind of gasp of air, and we may be getting some of that in northern LaFleur County. Bacola is about right here. So we're dry at the moment at the camera, but that rain's not too far off in the distance. In fact, you kind of see the lights cut off pretty quickly because that heavy rain's just coming in a couple miles west of Bacola. Fort Smith, we had a little bit of rain pass through just momentarily, 5 minutes ago. Eastbound towards Alma, as you go to Van Buren, we've got some of that heavy rain too. But this is moving north. This is that main line. This is going to be coming into Fort Smith. It's about to be coming into Bacola, Arcoma, Moffett, Roland, Muldrow. We've been getting these on and off downpours. You had westbound to Salisaw. We're kind of on the northern edge. This whole line, I wonder if I can draw it. It looks a little messy. And the more messy it looks, to be honest, is the better. When it's really crisp, that's when you got to kind of worry. Okay, drawing this. There we go. Okay, you see that line? So anywhere from about Lake Tenkiller, which is about here, south, we've got this line, but it is starting to break up. So that's good news. It looks like the strongest section is right over you guys in Poteau. It's pouring for us right now. Headed eastbound to Monroe. We've got Cameron right there by the school as you're going on the old highway there. We've got a lot of that heavy rain pushing in and coming into Bacola here shortly. You still see that lightning off in the distance right now. Not as much lightning in Bentonville, although we are watching a pocket of lightning about here. Where we're looking is, here's Springdale. Here's about Tawnytown. Tawnytown, we're getting soaked, and we've got a lot of lightning over us too. A lot of lightning near Lincoln. It's just streaming north towards the Siloam Springs area. Just heavy rain continues to hit us. There could be some localized flooding with some of these storms because there's just a lot of water. So even after this pocket of really heavy rain hits us in Poteau, look what we've got. Look towards the west. I mean, we've got heavy rain coming all the way to Lake Eufaula. Heavy rain back towards McAllister and some occasional lightning. It looks like there's another kind of strong segment of this line as you head farther south. This is just now passing Big Cedar and Heebner and Lake Wister. If I zoom in a little bit more. I zoomed out. Oh, this is good too, because it shows us the whole system. Well, it's really crazy how these storms interact with their environments. The warm front indicates the difference between warm, humid air and cooler, still kind of humid. I mean, it's raining, so of course it's a little humid, but comparatively, it's actually a little bit drier towards the north, especially at the surface. But when you head south of this warm front, better ingredients for these storms. I mean, just even look at the lightning difference. You see all those lightning flashes there? And then look at our lightning flashes. We've got them. You've heard the thunder, but they're not nearly as intense. And where the lightning really peaks is where you've got a lot of large hail. We've been now, tracking a lot of large hail in northeast Texas. These storms have now cleared Dallas. Dallas is in the clear now, but we still have several tornado warnings. But you just look at these storms, they're much more severe south of the warm front. North of the warm front, they start to actually get wrung out. So what's going on in the atmosphere, we've got this west wind, and that kind of helps these thunderstorms from running into each other. We got that west wind, and that's higher up in the atmosphere. So it allows them to have breathing room. But then here in the north, we don't have that west wind. So we've got a west wind here, but then it starts to curve from a south to north direction. And when you've got that south to north direction, everything starts to line up and you actually start to squeeze out the thunderstorms a little bit and you just get torrential rain. So you have pockets of downpours, of course, towards the south, but then we have this just massive rain shield. The atmosphere is just wringing itself out. On the leading edge, we have those gusty winds, and there could be tiny, tiny, tiny pockets of hail. The pocket of hail could be small, and the hail sizes are also small, so we're not really worried too much about hail, but some gusty winds as this line is coming in right towards the state line. You see this white line. There's the thunderstorms just about to hit the state line with Arkansas and Oklahoma. But man, it's taken all these storms, and as soon as they cross the warm front, they just get wrung out, and then a massive rain shield. So this warm front really does a lot with the atmosphere on who gets what. That's the reason why we're not getting all the tornadoes like North Texas did. Thank goodness, right? We'll have an update coming up soon. We've got sister stations in Dallas and Austin, and then we're getting some data from them, some videos and pictures from them. Darren Bob is manning the anchor desk right now. He'll have a lot of updates there. We've got our producers funneling everything. So if you have friends or family in the North Texas area, even Central Texas, we'll have an update on that soon on our newscast. But for now, we want to focus on the storms that are here at home. This was the same line that dropped a tornado on north of Dallas earlier this afternoon, but now that heavy rain just has continued to hit us in Poto. It's just coming in sheets right now from Poto north to about Shady Point in Panama. Now it's just about to hit Pensacola. If I can go back, I can see the camera for a second. This is live look in Pensacola. Probably need another flash of lightning really in order to see. Pensacola is about right here, so we're right on the edge. I mean, Pensacola is actually about here. The camera is very close to the state line because that state line, you got that Oklahoma sign. So Pensacola, we're still dry at the moment with that camera, but it's just about to come in. You can kind of see how these lights start to diminish. Now, of course, you're looking even farther in the distance, so there's a little bit of that. But these lights start to disappear because the rain is just off in the distance. If we had light, you would just see the sheets of rain there a couple miles westbound. In Bentonville, we've got a lot of heavy rain. In fact, it's about to pick up for us. You see a couple lightning flashes there too. We've got another good pocket of heavy rain. This is near Cave Springs right now. This is moving northbound into Bentonville. All right, we saw that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the line. There we go. Gusty winds along this line. Smithville, we've got the gusty wind, and now it's headed eastbound. It's about to cross the state line into Scott County. Hackett and Hartford, we're about to get those gusty winds, so you guys heads up for those. You know, if you got maybe a chair out in the front, might be a good idea. Just bring it in real quick before it comes in. We're just under severe criteria. We're closer to about, let's try to analyze this. Earlier, we were about 55 miles per hour, which is, it's so close to severe. You have to hit 58 to hit severe criteria in order to get that warning, but we're right on the edge of that. I'm looking at some of these wind speeds right now. Let's see. I've got about 45 mile per hour gusts on the east side of Poto. So this is about Monroe. You're looking towards Sugarloaf right now. We're about to get some of those gusty winds, 53 miles per hour. You head farther south, we're closer about to 50. That's still a really strong wind. 50 mile per hour winds here in this part of the segment. So eastern LaFleur County, we're about to be crossing the state line into Hartford and Midland. You guys be on the lookout. Even south towards the Mena area. When you head west towards about Hatfield and Cove, and we're about to get some of those gusty winds too. It looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning is issuing towards the south. That does not include our viewing area, but that's going to be headed, you know, south and east towards Mena. Let me zoom. Go up a little bit. All right. Wide view. Heavy rain coming into Benton County, eastern Washington County. Another pocket of some heavy rain, Crawford County. This is hitting us in Alma. This can be headed north into Mountainburg and then eventually into Winslow and Chester, Greenland, West Fork. We're going to be getting some more of that heavy rain as if we haven't had enough rain already today. We'll do a quick tour from north to south, and then we probably have to start getting ready for our newscast. What time is it? 9:48. So we'll go about 2 or 3 more minutes. Heavy rain for us in Bentonville. The good news is that in northwest Arkansas, we're not getting severe weather. We're getting heavy rain. You're going to hear the rain outside, but this is kind of a napping rain. It's a little bit maybe on the heavier side for napping rain. Of course, we're just headed to bed, though. There's going to be some rumbles of thunder, but we're going to be okay. We're not worried about severe weather in northwest Arkansas. We're even cooler once you head north of the mountains. We've got some of the lightning strikes. It looks like most of the lightning's anywhere from about Lincoln, Taneytown, Silent Springs, we've had some, and then on the south side of Bentonville, we've got some lightning strikes too. In the River Valley, we've got a core of lightning around Poto. Is headed into Monroe and Cameron. Eventually, this line is going to be crossing the state line in just about 5 minutes or so. We're very, very close. Sebastian County, we're about to pick up some of this heavy rain too. So here we are in Greenwood. We are fine in Greenwood at the moment, but that rain is just about to come in for us. Give it a couple minutes. We'll have some of the lighter rain move in first, and then we're going to get blasted in Greenwood with some of those gusty winds, probably up to about 50 miles per hour. So a good wind coming into Greenwood here very shortly. Hackett, we're right on the edge of some of these storms. We're talking about Midland and Mansfield. We're about to get some of that heavy rain too. In fact, it's already starting to come down, and then that gust is about to hit us. So watch out for a little rain first, and then that gust hits us in Mansfield. Logan County at the moment, we're dry, but we're watching a couple spotty downpours back west, eventually hitting Boonville. Paris, we're fine. Mount Magazine, we're fine at the moment. But eventually, this whole line is going to press east with those gusty winds and come into Logan County and Scott County. My hunch is that this is going to have to start to weaken because we're continuing to cool down, headed eastbound towards some of these Ouachita ranges and Mount Magazine. You can see the ridges of Mount Magazine here. Love looking at satellite views. It's gray because of the clouds on the map layer, but here we go. Fort Smith, Van Buren. We've got some spotty rain at the moment. We've had plenty of rain today, but we have another pocket coming in. This is coming in towards about Roland and Muldrow right now. Moffett, you guys are about to pick up the rain here in about 5 to 10 minutes and closer to about 10 minutes for Fort Smith. Downtown and back towards the west, towards Arcoma, Vienna Hills will get it first, and then it will move eastbound towards the Phoenix Avenue area. Fort Chaffee, Barling, we'll get it here in about 10, 15 minutes or so. We just have cleared the heaviest rain in Podo. We're still getting that rain, but man, it was hard when it came through town. Still some lightning kind of on the back side of this. You can hear it big time with that thunder in Podo. Once again, a quick live look in Fayetteville. Every once in a while, you'll see a couple flashes with some of the lightning strikes just within the area. We're not getting the rain at the moment as much in Fayetteville, but trust me, we will here shortly. Bacola, that rain is just about to come in. You can see those lightning strikes. The clouds are starting to get a little bit less defined because that storm is just on the west side of town, and a live look in Bentonville where the rain continues to come down. So we're about to start our newscast, 5 News at 10. We'll have the latest with the radar. Darren's going to have a lot of updates with some of the coverage that we've been watching from North Texas, what has happened, where have tornadoes been able to hit, and eventually by tomorrow morning we'll have even a clearer idea because of course it's dark now. So tomorrow a lot of the National Weather Service crews will be out trying to survey some of the damage. But we'll have some of the latest of what we know tonight so far, and we'll have what's going to happen next. For us, we've got storms coming in tonight, a lot more heavy rain. If you thought you got some rain, get ready, buckle up. More rain is about to come in. Of course, keep it local, keep it here. And as always, we'll keep you advised.